G'day YouTube, Warbles Odd-a-lot here. Unless you've been hiding under a rock, it's not possible to be unaware of the fact that it's the 50th anniversary of the British Broadcasting Commission or Corporation's television production Doctor Who. I am personally 52 and I remember seeing the first Australian Broadcasting Commission's television broadcast of Doctor Who, and I was either 6 or 7 years old. So we're talking 1967, 1968 in Australia. I guess ABC is a little bit slower than the BBC when it comes to new ideas. But anyway, today's Monday. Yesterday on Sunday, Robin Williams of the ABC Radio National Science Report, Science Show, answered the question, what was the name of Doctor Who's mother? And I thought I'd catch the rebroadcast. You're about to find out.
The anniversary and lineage. Think of those sexual antics as you hear this.
My name's Andrew Brennan, and I'm the Professor of Philosophy at La Trobe University. One of the things that I do when I teach first-year philosophy is give a series of lectures on time travel. And in these lectures, I tackle a question that's very old, but also very up-to-date. The question that many people are asking now that it's the 50th anniversary of the television series Doctor Who. Where does the Doctor come from? Who is the Doctor's father? Who is the Doctor's mother? And today I want to tell you a story that was published in a philosophy journal back in 1982 by one of my colleagues at the time at the University of Stirling in Scotland. And he was called Murray Macbeth, and he wrote an article with the provocative title, Who was Doctor Who's father? And in this article, he offers one interpretation of the mystery of where the Doctor comes from. Murray Macbeth's story opens in northern Australia. Back in 1984, a young woman called Annabel Watt is out prospecting with her metal detector, and to her surprise, she finds a freezer under a mound of earth rigged up to a primitive solar generator. And when she opens the freezer and looks inside, she finds a frozen but otherwise apparently healthy young man. Perhaps unwisely, Annabel unthaws the man, who survives the experience.
Should have said
but
thaws.
Although he's in good health, he's completely lacking in any memories. And she has to give him a name. Being rather whimsical, she reflects that since she's called Annabel Watt, she might call him Arthur Who. After a few months, they get married, and before long, they have a child. And the child is called young Arthur. That child grows up to be incredibly brilliant. By the age of 14, he's got a PhD in engineering, and by the age of 16, he's built a time machine. Since he takes after his mother and is a bit whimsical, he makes his time machine look rather like an old London police box. And that pleases his mother a lot, although it doesn't please his mother when she discovers that he intends to climb into the time machine and set off on a journey. Annabel eventually consents on the condition that Arthur and his father both travel together. They pack enough food for a short journey back into time, climb into the time machine, and set it in motion. As they look through the window of the TARDIS, as Arthur calls his time machine, they see the world apparently running in reverse outside. But it becomes clear, as they are travelling back through time, that Arthur has miscalculated how long the voyage is going to take. By the time they get back to 1951, they've run out of the food, and in despair, Arthur kills and eats his father. Eventually, the time machine stops in what is 1941 by world time. It's only 12 months since he entered the TARDIS in 2001, and he is marooned in northern Australia with a broken time machine and consumed with guilt over having killed his father. Now, there are many different stories about what happens next, He spends some years looking for the means to repair the TARDIS, and in despair, all that young Arthur can do is actually build a freezer, rig it up to a solar generator that he's able to improvise, climb into it, and put himself into a state of suspended animation, which he does in 1945. And as external time ticks by, and the world changes, and the planets revolve, he lies there in deep freeze until, in 1984, a young woman prospecting with a metal detector finds a freezer hooked up to an ad hoc solar generator and inside the frozen body of a young man. Now, what's interesting about this story is that it actually tells an apparently consistent history, and we're lured into thinking that this story has three characters in it. That there's Annabelle Watt, who whimsically calls the amnesic young man she defrosts Arthur Who, and that they have a child who's a third person in the story. But then as the story unfolds, we see rather interestingly that there are actually only two people, because the child is no different from the father. The child who consumes his father is actually eating himself, and has married and had a child by his own mother. So he is one of the most evil people in the world, as well as one of the most interesting and mysterious people that anyone has ever met.
Professor Andrew Brennan from La Trobe. Production by Matt Smith. Yes, Matt Smith, think about it. More in the Philosopher's Zone, presented by Joe Gelanisi. That's on Sundays at 5:30 and Mondays at 1:30. Production by David Fisher and Charlie McCune. I'm Robin Williams.
Yes, well, how Oedipal was that? Or was it merely an example of the ancient cliche, the child is father to the man? Warbles on a lot to YouTube. What was the name of Doctor Who's mother? Ciao.